But another concern to me, and you just read it in the paper not too long ago, you know, we have a lot of things that happen in our schools with our teachers. And our teachers, if they do not have a teacher's degree, like in private schools, they don't have to have, they do not suffer the consequences that our teachers will suffer if they do something wrong. And as parents, we need to know that we have got something to stand on. Now, I'm not saying, we don't have that many teachers out there that are doing anything that they shouldn't, but we at least know that if they are, we can get them fired and get them out of the system. In a private school situation, you have no say. You will not be able to do that. But our teachers in Utah, the reason we are so high and our math scores are so good is because we do have good public schools, we do have good teachers, and we do have good parent involvement. And for a parent to go to a private school, they have to also sign that they're going to put so many hours into that private school. Excuse me, why not just put those hours into your public school? You know, parents, we are the first teachers for our children. And the second teacher is the teacher in the school. And if you don't take the time to get to know that teacher that's going to spend 6 hours a day for how many days, I mean, we've got to step up to the plate. I think parents as a whole, we believe in the system, but sometimes they're so busy. They're working 2 jobs just to support their family. But we just need to have parents involved. And I know Steve would agree with me, not just in the school, but in their lives. And I think if a parent is involved in the child's life, then they will succeed. But why divert monies from public schools into another school system? We've already got choices. We've got our public school, we've got charter schools, and I don't know how many out there are aware that charter schools are public schools. At least they are accountable. Those public monies that are going there, they're accountable for what happens. In these private schools, all they have to do is say, we're not going to meet in a residence, we've got 41 kids, and we are solvent. But they do not even have to give a financial report for 5 years. How many businesses go in and out of business in 3 years? So who's going to follow that money? How are we going to administer it? Who's going to follow that child? And that's where my heart really comes into it, is that child. That child might get into, we've got some great private schools across the state, but what my concern are those that are out there ready to come in, wanting to open and then leave. And don't think that won't happen, because there has been fraud all across the United States with private schools. Milwaukee had 7 schools fraud this year that were private schools, that were voucher schools. I don't know if you realize this voucher bill is the only state voucher bill ever passed. The only state. Everything else that you see and you hear about is the cities. Like Milwaukee is a city, it's not a state. Florida tried to pass one, a statewide one. It was defeated. California tried to pass one. It was defeated. We are getting so many people saying, how come you're taking union money to fight this? My word, we have to, because we've got so much money coming from the outside in, trying to get the vouchers. Why do they want Utah to be the ones to pass? Because they know if Utah will pass it, it's going to go clear across the United States. And then what will happen to our public school system? We're looking at the thing, they say, yes, we're not going to be held accountable for the first 5 years. Okay, let's talk about 13 years when it's going to cost us $429 million when all of the kids that are in private schools now are able to also get vouchers. What's going to happen now? Stop? Ouch. Okay, I'll wait for your questions. Thank you.
Well done.